Current From the Ashes series for X-Men is completely incoherent. Let's talk about it. This is even just an X-Men thing, if I'm gonna be honest. Marvel is just suffering in this regard. When you're looking at all the structures, stories that they're pushing out, and you try to tie them together, it's damn near impossible. And what I'm gonna showcase for the X-Men side is their solo stories. Now, what do I mean by that? So far, Cyclops, Magic, and Psylocke has had their own solo series where they have developed both in terms of character and powers. The power aspect's really important, so keep that in mind. But despite that happening, them being branches to this X-Men run, they are never tied back in. The first series I want to use to kind of showcase my point is Ashley Allen's Magic and Magic and Colossus run. Because she's doing an astronomical, arguably a phenomenal job at developing both Pietro and Illyana's relationships, characters, etc., etc. So much so, was able to evolve the multiple decade fiasco when it came to Magic and Darkchild, finally combining them into one entity. This very thing, her becoming one with her other half, is something that happened again as a split to the main continuity. I implore all of you to go page by page, issue by issue, and show me an instance of Illyana using Darkchild at all. Keep in mind, when it comes to Ashley Allen's runs, just an emotional spike, Illyana switches to Darkchild. But when it comes to the X-Men, life or death scenarios, not even a peep of that demonery popping out. X-Men Manhunt, Storm ends up getting possessed by Eternity. Illyana herself verbatim notes that she can sense that it's an astronomical high-tier entity that's possessing Storm. But for whatever reason, when it comes to her deciding to contest Storm, she doesn't do it at her peak. She doesn't do it at her top echelon. Same exact logic I think applies to Infernal Hulk. Again, they had a whole meeting prior to them fighting an Infernal Hulk about how dangerous this iteration of Hulk is, how it's corrupting all of mutant kind, and for whatever reason, again, Illyana, despite having her mutant gene suppressed by Leech, doesn't pop Darkchild. Everything that's happening in Ashley Allen's story so far just has no correlation or connection to the mainline run whatsoever. The next person I want to push in this regard is Psylocke. In her solo run, she has astronomical developments when it comes to her relationship with Grey Crow and especially her own abilities. More specifically, the fact that Psylocke literally gives her soul, practically makes a binding vow with the yokai in order to save Grey Crow. And guess what is also an additional factor? Thanks to her making this binding vow with this yokai, she gets ice-based powers. I implore you to go page by page, issue by issue, where they reference a single instance from Psylocke's solo run. Her interaction with Grey Crow, her interaction with that yokai, her ice powers in general. You won't be able to do it. Then we go to Cyclops, the most recent solo that's going on. The whole point of this series is practically showcasing Cyclops' intelligence and just how tactical a fighter he truly is without him being able to control his powers. What makes this worse is they introduce a brand new mutant that Cyclops has to keep safe throughout this entire story, meaning at the end of this, they're either going to have to detach this mutant from Cyclops or she's going to die. But I guarantee you in the main X-Men run, go page by page, issue by issue, and you will not find a single reference to anything Cyclops is doing in his own solo run. There is no coherency whatsoever when it comes to the mainline X-Men run. It really feels lackluster. There's no impact, no oomph to any of the storytelling that's going on. The most recent arc with the what was it, the Danger Room stuff, I really didn't care. It's like, that's the most average X-Men story of all time. Everything that's going on with the mutants right now is just rehash shit we've been dealing for decades. There's nothing new, nothing fresh. Krakoa did that in spades. Every story we got in Krakoa is new and fresh. We got to see different dimensions, power sets, entities, etc., etc. We're just going back to the status quo, and it's showing that it's not working. Current X-Men is buns. I'm not gonna lie to you.